Previously on Up at Noon.
Hey guys, what are you working on?
Oh, what's up, Craig? I'm here with Matt. He's here to show off Zaya. It's this awesome new music app.
Yeah, with Zaya, you got everything you need to make a record right from your iPhone or iPad.
Mm-hmm. So I made a record just about you.
Bro, let's hear it.
Hit it, Matt. 2014. Year of the chicken wing.
That's every year.
Oh, yeah.
Who hungry? Greg is.
You know it.
I'm sorry, Greg Miller, you are so bad. Why'd you have to eat the chicken wings? Why the hell do you eat everything? I'm sorry, Greg Miller, you are so bad. Why'd you have to eat the chicken wings? Why the hell do you eat everything? Fatty.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Up at Noon. Now the Zaya music app, it's out right now. It's cool and it's free, so give it a download. Or don't. They did not pay us for this, so I don't care. Now, are you ready for a show that'll prove once and for all I know how to read? Yeah, good. Brian Altano is here to tell me about those Amazon delivery drones, and then Brickleberry's Kevin Jakubowski had the nerve to write a novel about video games and the holidays, so he's going to tell me about 8-Bit Christmas. But first, news you care about. Lindsay Lohan is reporting... No, that's not. Lindsay Lohan is reportedly planning to sue the creators of Grand Theft Auto 5, claiming that the game stole her likeness without permission. Now, there are no specific details yet, but Lindsay is probably mad that GTA relies on her favorite activities, driving around LA on drugs and getting arrested for crashing her car. Indeed. Fast and the Furious actress Gal Gadot, or Gal Gadot, depending on where you're from, has been cast as Wonder Woman in the upcoming Batman vs. Superman movie. Give her a hand. Many fans are actually complaining that Gal might be too thin for the role, which is why I think DC should have just stuck with the pitch I sent them. Come on! I got the breasts you need. Look at that. And a bunch of chicken wings, too. I mean, it's all there. Come on now. In related Fast and the Furious news, the franchise's original movie director Rob Cohen has been picked to direct the remake of the classic Patrick Swayze bouncer movie, Roadhouse. Now, for what this means to the film, that's a really awkward introduction. For what this means to the film, let's check in with our in-house Fast and the Furious expert, Nick Scarpino. Nick!
Thanks, Greg. You know, when I first heard that they were combining the worlds of Fast and Furious in the 1989 classic Roadhouse, I was like, wow. Christmas came early this year. It was really exciting, to say the least.
Nick, I'm pretty sure they are definitely not combining the worlds of Roadhouse and the Fast and the Furious.
I mean, think of the possibilities, right? Like, Roadhouse and the Furious might be a little shaky at first, Greg, but just like this show, all okay things start off terrible.
That is incredibly insulting.
They'll most likely want to turn the moderate success of the first film into a multi-franchise series, since why the not? But by the time Two House gets greenlit, the producers will want to hedge their bets for big office returns by bringing in new talent in the form of Tyrese and Luda.
I mean, Nick, Ludacris is not going to be in Roadhouse 2.
That movie will tank. So the producers will bring back in series veteran director Justin Lin and reimagine the Roadhouse in a faraway land called Tokyo.
Oh, God. Here we go. Nick, what is that one going to be called?
Roadhouse 3.
Oh, okay. That's not bad.
Tokyo Drift.
God damn it! Nick, for the last time, they're not combining the world of Fast and the Furious with Roadhouse.
All right, I know, Greg, I'll concede. Because you know what? You really can't have a Roadhouse Fast and Furious collab until The Rock shows up. It's really his house, Greg. But that probably won't happen until Roadhouse 5, which diehard fans like myself will lovingly refer to as Road 5. Not to be confused with House 6, also starring The Rock and Luda.
Okay, I'm done with this. Nick Scarpino, everybody. Please leave. Please go away. A Valve engineer has invented 2 new game controllers, one that you can operate by using your tongue, and one that you can operate by using your butt. Reportedly, the hardest part of testing these controllers was getting the 2 of them mixed up, but I don't see the big deal. You got the thing, you do this. That's the butt one. Kind of tastes good. Thought there'd be a bigger laugh for ass play, but I was wrong. A viral news blog for Sony's upcoming Amazing Spider-Man 2 film hints that the B-list Spider-Man villain Shocker might make an appearance in the film. Really? The Shocker. Really, Sony? There are hundreds of incredible Marvel characters to show up in a Spider-Man movie, and we get the Shocker. A high school dropout that uses magical, and I'm not making this up, magical air vibrations to crack open. He's named the Shocker, and he does not use electricity. The Shocker uses air vibrations to break open safes and has a texture of a couch. This is who you want in a major motion picture in which millions of dollars and jobs ride. The Rhino is the first person you always fight in a Spider-Man game, and you beat him by jumping out of the way when he runs at you. So to put a cherry on top of the shit sundae, we're adding the Shocker. Go yourself, Spider-Man 2. And finally, Amazon recently revealed they're developing a robotic drone package delivery system called Amazon Prime Air. That's right! Woo! Tiny, flying helicopter robots might one day bring you your video game orders and drop them on your doorstep. Now, while that future might seem far off, let's check in with our very own Brian Altano in the year 2024 to see what the future might look like. Future Brian!
Jesus Christ! Greg, it's the year 2024. People keep ordering packages from Amazon. Every time they do, these goddamn drones come out of the sky and kill one of us. Oh, God. I think that was the Lord of the Rings Blu-ray extended set. I've been shooting these damn things down all day. They were on sale last week. I shot down all 27 American Pie movies. That's right. They made 27 of those goddamn things. 2024. What a year. Holy, I think that was milk. I think, who orders milk from Amazon? You're gonna order milk from a Sky Robot? My mom's dead. Milk. Amazon Prime Air drones coming in 2024. Be prepared.
Brian Altano, everyone. Wow, I mean, I'll always remember Brian in happier times. Speaking of happier times, Greg Way! My next guest wrote a novel about wanting an NES in the 80s. Here to tell me about being old and his book, 8-Bit Christmas, is Kevin Jakubowski. As I live and breathe, Kevin Jakubowski, how are you?
Greg, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thanks for coming. You wrote a book.
I did. Word by
Look
word.
at you. You're a smart one, aren't you? Chip off the old block. Now, I read this 8-Bit Christmas. It's just a ripoff of A Christmas Story.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Do you have to start sending them money soon?
I hope not.
Okay.
No. It's definitely, an homage to A Christmas Story. That's definitely my favorite movie of all time.
Of all time?
Of all time.
You've seen Ghostbusters.
I have.
But just asking.
Both of them, yes.
Yeah, well, number 2, I'm not even going to come on. I'm not going to put that in the pantheon of Ghostbusters 1. Anyways, tell me about 8-Bit Christmas.
Yeah, it's about this kid, Jake Doyle, who's 9 years old in, 1987, 88. And he wants a Nintendo really bad, as he did. And there's this one kid in town, this rich kid. He's kind of a spaz, and he's got the only Nintendo in town.
Yeah.
And he charges kids to use his Nintendo, and the kids get really sick of him. And one day, this kid spazzes out playing Kung Fu. Do you remember Kung Fu?
I remember Kung Fu.
You could spazz out to that game. It was kind of annoying.
Most 8-Bit games you could spazz out to.
Yes. So he gets so mad that he jump kicks the TV, it falls on his dog, kills his dog. So the town goes crazy, and they ban video games for Christmas. And now it's about Jake and his buddies trying to figure out how they can get it for Christmas.
So at what point do you have to send money to the Footloose people? It sounds like there's not an original idea in this whole book.
I'm not making a dime off this thing. I just have to pay everybody off.
No, reading it, what I like about it is that it's a story that is obviously a bit far-fetched, but it's also totally real. And the fact
Sure.
that I've been to these rich kids' houses, and they've had the pantry full of snacks.
Those jerks.
These people, they have a pantry of real food and then a pantry of snacks just for their real kids. Get the out of here. I didn't like that one bit, but it's, you know what I mean? Like, how much? I mean, this is fiction.
It is
a novel,
fiction.
as they call it.
Yes, it is a novel.
Like the great Dickens classic.
Right. Despite me stealing everything from A Christmas Story, yes. But
How much of you is in this?
Oh,
book?
a good part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it's 90% made up, but it's based on my childhood
Yeah.
and the town I'm from, and just I think what a lot of kids went through at that time, collecting baseball cards and loving Nintendo, and I think there's a real reverence for it for especially people in their 30s right now. It's kind of my generation's Mickey Mouse or hula hoop. It's really just very iconic, and this sort of touches on it.
Do some kids revere the hula hoop?
In the 50s. I'm saying,
I
like,
love the hula hoop.
I'm gonna stop talking.
Okay. No! Then it gets to be a really one-sided interview. And everybody knows I hate talking. So
Is that Patrick Swayze?
No, this
it's
is
just a shirtless man.
It's a shirtless man holding a naked baby. The naked baby, of course, Ashley Johnson. She would be in growing pains. And then when she was cleaning out her mother's house, she found this weird photo of her naked with a naked man and made a cut for me.
That's great.
You brought books. So.
That's great. You brought a naked man to the picture. That's great.
It's what I usually bring to the picture every time I can.
That's good.
Ass play.
That played, man. That was a good
Yeah.
joke. That went over.
Well, you got to read the crowd sometimes. They weren't into the highbrow Lindsay Lohan humor.
Right.
Well, oh man, Greg sucked something in his
Straight
mouth
for
that was
ass.
up some dude's butt, or lady's butt. I'm not sexist as to how Valve tests controllers. Did you get an NES? Was this an uphill battle for
I
you?
did, but it was tough. It was tough for. I remember one of my friends. He didn't get it, and he was so mad. And when he turned 18, like that was the first. When he went to college, he didn't
He
drive to
harbored
college.
this anger
He
for like
harbored
10
it.
years?
Much later, and bought a Nintendo. He was like, "I'll show you now, Mom and Dad." He's 18 years old with a Nintendo.
And that guy went on to be Neil Druckmann.
Yes.
Make it laugh. No, he didn't.
No,
Probably
he didn't.
dead, right?
He didn't.
Drugs.
That would have been a better story, but
No, that's fine.
he's an accountant.
So, well, it almost worked out for him. I've never met a big-time author like yourself who writes these books and does stuff. What do you do outside of just writing books?
I'm a film and TV writer.
That sounds less impressive. There's no
Right.
books based on
Right.
that. I can't hold these.
But it was fun to sort of flex a different creative muscle and write a book. It was a little different than writing a screenplay or a TV pilot or
Sure.
whatever. But I felt, that helped having that background, just, figuring out the plot that way. And, I sort of envisioned it as a movie, and that helped me kind of write the book that way.
So let's dial it back a little bit. Whenever I bring somebody on who isn't just some yucklehead Dave Fennoy voice actor, I like to talk to them about how they got to this point, right? Because a lot of people who watch our show, they want to know how to get into the industry or a industry like this, especially one like this, right? Where I think on the show we see so many people who make video games or yak about video games and have no real talent. You have talent. You know what you're doing.
Thank
You're
you.
writing a book. How did you get into writing TV and movies and now a book?
Well, it's something I just always wanted to do, I think. Probably like you started, writing and acting when you were little and telling stories probably. And so I, studied that in college and moved out to L.A. About 10 years ago. I was a PA on South Park for a couple years.
I've heard of that.
Which was a fun gig, yeah. Give it up for South Park.
Did you invent Chef?
I did, yes. It was entirely my idea. In 1997, when I was 17 years old, I did Chef. But that was fun, so I did that for a couple years, and then ended up, I'd been writing the whole time, features, and, sold a couple scripts and was able to quit South Park, and then wrote a movie with my writing partner at the time called Assassination of a High School President, which was out a few years ago. Bruce Willis is in that, and then kind of transferred into TV, and have been doing that for the past couple of years.
Interesting.
It's been great.
So what is the advice to somebody who wants to do something like what you do right now?
I would say just write every day, no matter what it is. It's like playing a sport or anything else. You just kind of have to practice at it and get better and better and, kind of find your voice, figure out what you like. I mean, I like Christmas. I like Nintendo. I wrote a book about Nintendo and Christmas. You know, it's kind of just.
So you like assassinating high school
I
presidents?
do. Just kill him. Kill him. Kill them all.
That was. I probably shouldn't have gone down that hallway.
Probably not.
But we did, and now we're here. So big deal. Whatever. What's next for you then?
I'm writing a couple pilots for Nickelodeon. I
heard of them too.
always wanted to do a kids show, and we were talking about this earlier. You know, grew up on Pete and Pete, and so I'm trying to bring that back to Nickelodeon.
Quirky, crazy ass humor.
Yeah. So we'll see. One's animated and one's live action, but I'm excited about both of them, and that's what I'm working on right now.
Is it a hard gig to have? Writing all this stuff, doing all this stuff. I mean, I just come here, I yell, "Oh, ass play," and then everyone's like, "Oh."
Well, I worked on Brickleberry, so we basically do the same thing. But no, it's difficult, but I love it. You know, I mean, you get to write stuff and get it out there, and you get good reactions, and you know that's great. So this is what I've always wanted to do, and you know, I love it. I'm not rich by any means, but it's a gig.
No.
So
It's a good looking outfit.
Oh, thanks. It all matches.
Your wife's like looking at you before you get on the
She's
plane.
like,
She's like, "No, honey, not the Brickleberry shirt."
So yeah,
What's Daniel Tosh like in real life?
he's nice.
I don't believe that for a second.
No, he is. I don't know him very well. I had a bizarre interview for the job with him. There's nothing bizarre about him per se, but it was in this really small room, and his dogs were like running around, and I was just very nervous.
It's just like the show.
But he's cool. He's a cool guy.
Cool.
Yeah.
So then, you are running out of time on Up at Noon.
Okay, awesome. That's good for you guys, right?
No, you. Up at Noon itself is running out of time. I assure you.
Everyone buy this book.
Thank
it's
you.
awesome.
That's what I'm going to say. Sell them on the book. Well, I mean, as you know, I grew up a Sega kid.
Right. Okay.
So I look down on you Nintendo people. You
It's
were
all
all
right.
run of the mill.
It's your loss.
I was over here like Alex Kidd. Whoa. Ghost House. You have cartridges. I have these little business card things I can put in my Master System. I'll tell you this. I think it's one of those things that this is like one of the universal gifts for gamers, I think whenever we talk about video games, right, there's so much reverence for the 8-bit period, right?
Yeah.
And I think that anyone who's a gamer can connect with the book.
I hope so.
So I asked you to sell the book, and then I did it for some reason.
You did a great job.
Buy it or don't buy it. He's not paying me. I don't care. But Kevin, thank you so much for coming by.
Thanks so much for having me,
Books available in bookstores everywhere. Amazon, I assume.
Barnes & Noble, Amazon. Hopefully you get it by the drone eventually.
No! That ends very badly for everyone. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks so
Kevin.
much for having me, Greg. It's a pleasure.
Thank you to Brian Altano, Nick Scarpino, Kevin Jakubowski, and you, my audience. If you haven't stopped watching this video and want to be in that audience, go.ign.com/upatnoon for details. As always, Brian and I will be responding to comments the first hour this video is live, so come tell us your favorite gaming-related holiday memory. Mine? When my cat Gizmo barfed on my copy of WWF Royal Rumble I had just opened. Bitch. We'll be back next Monday at noon, but until then, I'm going back to bed, DaveFenoy.com.